Born Again doesn't look like a game that will blow you away, but what if I told you that this game takes clear inspiration from the hit PC game Realm of the Mad God? If you're familiar with it, things will start to click. It's a roguelike world where upon death, you lose everything. There's no meta progression, and if you're a fan of permadeath, this game is for you. I played this game for roughly 3 hours and only began to scratch the surface of what it has to offer in terms of abilities, items, and characters. Born Again's mechanics are not too complex. You have just a few abilities to deal additional damage and evade attacks. You'll earn XP by defeating roaming mobs, and eventually you'll be prompted to take on a boss. These bosses may drop special gear or even drop a supporting mask that you can equip that will give you additional status effects, such as health regen upon killing an enemy or increased defense upon getting below a certain health threshold. As you progress, you'll be given more dangerous bosses to take on with higher levels of crowd control and will be surrounded by several minions. Occasionally, you'll be prompted to take on this game's big bad, Hammurabi. All players in the realm will be placed in an arena and will have to take on the boss together. This is where several of my deaths took place, as I was underleveled and didn't realize that he would basically one-shot me if I was not properly equipped. Upon defeating him, players will be rewarded a large amount of XP and loot. Also, players will often drop loot that they don't need, allowing you to get access to some high-level gear if you're lucky. If you die, you'll find yourself gaining some fame, which can be used to buy inventory slots or characters. Characters also play differently enough to feel like it isn't just a reskin. There are some cool things here. For starters, having Realm of the Mad God on mobile or games similar is pretty cool. Seeing all of the players gather around attempting to take on the final boss is an experience that few games on the platform are able to replicate. Also, considering there are several classes, you'll find yourself feeling like you're filling a different role if you play with friends. And this is how the game is optimally executed, as you all loot and fight together. Lastly, the game seems devoid of ads and all pay-to-win elements. Yes, you can purchase fame to unlock additional slots or characters, but as a writing of this review, it's limited to just that. Unfortunately, there are a few quality of life issues that the game needs to address in order to be on par with its inspiration. For starters, the game should have a grouping system. I was not able to find a clean way to ally up with somebody, and this made it difficult to explore the world with someone else. Another thing that should be addressed is the mask system. I still do not really understand how the charging works or what the orbs that drop to do so are actually for. Lastly, there should be a little bit more content, maybe in terms of adding pets, rankings, or something to strive for outside of just maxing out your character. Overall, Born Again is a welcome surprise. It's easy enough to jump into and out of as you get a few levels. Playing with friends can be a blast if you're able to coordinate and get into the correct areas. I hope that this game gets a little bit more recognition, as there's quite a bit of potential here and it's currently quite enjoyable. As a free-to-play game, I highly recommend you give this one a shot. It's a simple roguelike with a focus on defeating bigger bosses, leveling up, and unlocking better gear. There's not much more you could ask for.